Angel Reese has her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. And on her podcast, she had a guest, Kayla Nicole, who is the ex-girlfriend of Travis Kelce, who obviously dates Taylor Swift. I think everybody knows that.
Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift just delivered a major blow to Angel Reese following her latest podcast controversy. Angel, being the drama magnet she often is, decided to stir the pot again, clearly seeking the spotlight. But this time, karma hit back hard, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Remember that infamous moment during the NCAA Championship when Reese mocked Clark with that finger-pointing gesture? She thought she had the last laugh then. Fast forward to today, and the tables have turned. Now millions of Swifties are clapping back, and they're not holding back.
The old post is being resurfaced and boosted as Caitlin Clark fans and Taylor Swift fans start to become, which would equate to the largest fan base perhaps in the history of the universe.
How could someone be so wildly out of touch? Angel really believed this desperate podcast stunt would keep her in the spotlight, but instead she's sinking under the backlash. And the Swifties, they're all over it. Well done, Angel. Now, I'm genuinely curious, how are you going to fix this mess? By throwing another tantrum? Or perhaps stirring up even more drama?
Because the Swifties, there are a lot of them, and they're in mass. So, Reese is ready. She's hunkered down. She's ready to take on whatever comes with Taylor Swift's fans.
Let's talk about Angel Reese for a moment, shall we? How much more embarrassing could it get? First, she tries to flex on Caitlin Clark during the NCAA Championship, pointing at her finger as if she's the undisputed queen of basketball. Sure, Angel, you won the game, but wow, what a low point for sportsmanship. That whole finger-pointing stunt? Pure cringe. It wasn't just trash talk. It came across as a desperate plea for attention. And guess what? You got it, but for all the wrong reasons. Now, you're the face of pettiness, and the world isn't going to let you live it down anytime soon.
Where Angel Reese can do a podcast that gets this much attention, it then brings the attention to Caitlin Clark, who already had the most attention from the fan base of the person outside of sports who gets the most attention.
But let's not stop there. Fast forward to today, where Angel isn't just facing the heat from sports fans, she's getting completely obliterated by the Swifties. Yes, you know you've hit rock bottom when Taylor Swift's fan base makes you their next target. So, what was the brilliant move that ignited all this? Angel decided to hop on a podcast with Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex of all people, and somehow thought this would be a clever way to stay relevant. Big mistake. She clearly underestimated the Swifties, who are like an army that never sleeps. You mess with Taylor or anyone in her orbit, and you're bound to face the consequences. But Angel? Oh no. She thought she could casually trash-talk Kayla and walk away unscathed. Wrong move, Angel. Very wrong move.
Angel couldn't handle herself in that space, I guess, a little bit, and she posts this. Keaton pays too, about it, and she's ready for the onslaught. She's painting her nails to get ready to rock and roll with the Swifties. Angel ain't afraid of the Swifties. Respect to Angel for that.
You thought you were just playing ball with Caitlin Clark? Nah, girl. Now you're facing off against millions of Swifties. They don't just come for your mentions. They obliterate them. They're out there every second reminding Angel that Caitlin Clark isn't just a superior player. She's now backed by their queen, Taylor Swift. Talk about a humbling experience. Angel might have felt pretty smug after that championship ring taunt, but now she's getting metaphorically dunked on again and again. That's got to sting more than any loss.
Without it being spun into something crazy, Angel Reese has her on the podcast. She talks about Travis Kelce, and the Swifties are on the. And they first start going great.
What's even funnier is how Reese actually believed teaming up with Kayla Nicole would somehow boost her status. I mean, really? Partnering with Travis Kelce's ex while he's dating Taylor Swift? Did you even think that through, Angel? That's practically an open invitation to get roasted.
We've seen each other. We've seen each other in public spaces. I think that we're both aware of the nature of his situation, that there's just no room for us to communicate or acknowledge each other publicly without it being spun into something.
So now the Swifties aren't playing nice. They've taken it upon themselves to defend Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift like it's their full-time gig. This isn't just basketball anymore. You've unintentionally become the villain in a pop culture saga you never saw coming. Angel Reese, that podcast episode didn't highlight anything but your desperation to stay in the spotlight. And if you thought stirring up drama with Caitlin Clark was bold, you've just stirred the wrong hornet's nest. The Swifties aren't just fans, they're a force of nature. You've practically handed them the mic and invited them to roast you live.
You got this one that says, "More Swifties are joining Caitlin FC by the second. Oh, it's so over for the league." That's the 444 hater. I hope they're not talking about the Jay-Z album. I love that album.
Kayla Nicole's entire sob story about her past with Kelce and the tangled mess it's become now that he's dating Taylor Swift felt like a cringe-worthy episode of a low-budget reality show. The kind you only watch when you're too exhausted to switch the channel. And you thought airing that drama would elevate your platform? All it did was invite the Swifties to swoop in and drag you straight into oblivion.
Swifties becoming Caitlin Clark stan is such a W. Not for old school WNBA.
Let's be honest, this whole move just screams insecurity. You've been bitter ever since that little finger-pointing stunt during the NCAA Championship, trying to flaunt that ring like it was some kind of crown jewel. Well, newsflash, that ring won't protect you from the wrath of the internet. And once the Swifties got involved, game over. Taylor's fans saw right through it, a desperate attempt to drag Caitlin Clark down to your level. And let's be real, they didn't hold back. They went all in, shredding you on social media while raising Caitlin up like the true basketball queen she is.
Taylor Swift can do anything. She endorses the Vice President Harris, and then it's on the news immediately, right? Like every news outlet. She's got that drama. She's just that popular.
You've gone from trash talking on the court to getting completely roasted online. Congratulations, you're officially that person, the one who didn't just go after an athlete but tried to take on an entire army of Swifties. Now let's talk about Caitlin for a moment. She's not even trying. She's just out there, being incredible, letting her talent speak for itself. And you're out here, stirring up some weak drama on a podcast. Honestly, it's pretty pathetic. It's almost sad watching you scramble for relevance while Caitlin effortlessly rides the wave of support from Swifties and sports fans alike.
And Caitlin Clark is the same way. In fact, Colin Howard has referred to Caitlin Clark as Taylor Swift in tennis. So, if you do have a bunch of Swifties who all of a sudden became Caitlin Clark fans, that's a problem for any other fan base in any fan base. I don't know if they're actually sticking around or they're just making a show of it online.
And then there's Caitlin's tweet from last year. You know the one where she welcomed Taylor Swift to the Chiefs fan base. That tweet has now become iconic, a symbol of why Caitlin is winning in more ways than one. Swifties uncovered it like it was a hidden treasure, turning it into their rallying cry. They've embraced Caitlin as one of their own. Meanwhile, you're standing there, looking ridiculous, trying to stir up some reality TV-level drama that no one cares about, while Caitlin Clark is just sitting back, watching it all unfold without lifting a finger. She's got an entire army of Swifties fighting her battles for her. And while Angel Reese is scrambling to stay relevant with trash talk and questionable podcast choices, Caitlin's out here getting love from Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's right. Taylor Swift, the biggest pop star on the planet, is backing Caitlin. Talk about adding insult to injury. Reese probably didn't see that one coming when she was busy trying to humble Caitlin with her taunts. But now, the tables have definitely turned, haven't they?
Meanwhile, there's the Angel end of it. And she's got some blowback for the podcast itself. It's just a podcast. She's just 22 years old. I really didn't get myself the point of the booking, but maybe there was an audience for it. Obviously, it got to the Taylor Swift fan base, so I'm sure the views.
Your social media presence is plummeting, while Caitlin's is skyrocketing. Her follower count is soaring faster than your ego did after that championship game, and it's all thanks to the Swifties. They've made it clear, Caitlin Clark is their star. Meanwhile, you're just a side character in a story that's moved on without you. In the grand scheme of things, this whole situation shows exactly where you stand. On the outside, desperately knocking, while Caitlin shines on the inside, basking in all her glory. You can keep stirring up drama and throwing shade, but honestly, it's laughable. Caitlin is thriving with the full backing of Taylor's fan base, and you're just another footnote in a one-sided rivalry.
We've had enough of Caitlin Clark fans fighting with Angel Reese fans and debates Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I'm just talking about the good fun of it.
Angel, you might want to think twice before attempting another weak publicity stunt. This isn't just about basketball anymore. You've stepped into a full-blown cultural battle, and trust me, you're losing. While Caitlin Clark is out there gaining admiration, fame, and followers by the second, you're struggling under the spotlight you're so eager to grab. Good luck with that.
That side of WNBA, Twitter and social media and media who doesn't like Caitlin Clark being talked about so much is going to absolutely hate the idea of the Swifties also coming into the discourse and saying whatever it is.
This whole saga is a prime example of karma at work for Angel Reese. She could have embraced her championship win with a bit of humility, but instead, she chose pettiness. Now, she's paying the price, being dragged across social media. The Swifties have stepped in, and they're making it clear that being a sore winner comes with consequences. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark isn't just winning over basketball fans. She's capturing the hearts of one of the most passionate fan bases in the world. Reese can't compete with that. No number of podcast appearances or trash talk can save her from the social media storm she's up against. Angel, maybe next time you'll think twice before trying to outshine someone like Caitlin Clark. You're not just dealing with a talented athlete anymore. You're facing a cultural icon in the making, backed by the Swifties. And when they're on your case, it's game over.